Bitcoin. Everything is going, just as planned. There is no bearishness on the charts. We are in a bull market, and we are continuing higher. That is what the charts are showing. Now, I've shown a little bit of this before. I'd like to start the counting from the low down here at 50K, as that is what is most important right now. We do have, specifically starting in this orange wave 1, we do have a 1-2 and another 1-2, which has led into this rally. The wave 3 in yellow can be found here at the 1.618 to 1.75 extension. And the wave 4 and 3 in orange, the 3 came up to the 2.618 extension perfectly, and followed by a consolidation and downtrend, pretty much determines that your wave 4 has started. Now this channel here is pulled from the start of the wave 1 in orange to the end of the wave 2 to the top of the wave 1. And if you expand this out, generally your wave 4s like to retrace to the top of the channel, if not into it a little bit. And that's where we are now. So coming down here onto the 4-hour, you can see our structure heading up until we finally make this 3-4-5 structure to complete our wave 3 in orange, literally perfectly touching the 2.618 extension, which is a target for wave 3. Now coming down here was very tricky, and this is the best count I have at the moment. I'll show you two variations. I have this as a WXY, and within the W we have an ABC. Within the X we have an ABC flat pattern, and within the Y we have an ABC. Now specifically in this wave Y, it was quite tricky, because coming down from here really didn't look like too great or of any type of countable structure. But in the end, it does look like we have a 5-wave move into an A 3-wave move into a B, and that tricky contracting diagonal with the overthrow into the wave 5, because wave C's must have a 5-wave internal structure, and this is an ending contracting diagonal pattern, which if you're not proficient in Elliot wave, it would be hard to spot this one. The overthrow in 5 and also coming perfectly into wave C extension targets common 1.236 to the 1.382. Now this did complete our structure, I believe, as a WXY for either our first leg of a larger correction in the 4 that we are working on, or the end. Now here is the difference. If this was the end of our 4, coming back to the channel perfectly, by the way, we would be looking for this 5 in orange. And you would want to see a wave 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a 5. You'd like to see a classic impulsive structure in a 5-wave move to complete our 5th wave in orange. And if that is not the case, we may be in for a bigger, more time-consuming sideways correction. And that would look like this. So our WXY here, that looks completed, will have been the first leg of a larger correction. So that would be our W. And in this sense, we'd be looking for our X, which can be a zigzag or a flat pattern. It can come above the origin of the start of the W. It can stay below it. We don't know yet. But say we have a classic ABC zigzag in our X. We would then be looking for either a triangle pattern in our wave Y or another zigzag in our wave Y. And that would complete our 4 somewhere over here in a longer time-consuming fashion. Until then, I can't tell you what is more likely. We will have to see how the structure develops. But very locally, it does look like this is a completed structure and there is bullish momentum forming. You can see this on the 1 hour on the OBV indicator as volume usually precedes price. Here on the OBV indicator, price was moving up and moving up strongly, while price here was making relative lows. That is showing support from buyers. And also if we take a look here, connecting these structures from this wave B high to where we had this first initial little breakout, we came back in a deep retracement but did not break the low. But on volume, we made a consistently higher high or a higher low. And that was the first indication that buyers could be stepping in. And since then, we have seen increased follow through on volume. After this wave 5 completes, it will then have completed our wave 3 preceding it. And we would then be looking for another 4 and another 5. Which then a series of things can happen from there. Until then, we do not need to talk about those scenarios until we see this 5-wave move up, further consolidation, and another 5-wave move up into this range around probably 110 to 130K. And that is what I have on Bitcoin today. Again, I am bullish here at these lows just based on the structure. New market structure is developing. Volume seems to be increasing. The pattern seems to appear complete. And I'm looking for some type of 3-wave move in the very least for continued sideways action or the start of a new impulse trend. Thank you for tuning in.